first of all, when the travel bubble was originally announced, we found that the search volume was really up by 14x on the day of the announcement and up by another 7x really for the days that followed. Now, since the announcement that the bubble has been postponed, yes, we see that search volume go back down again, but I'm optimistic it's going to come back relatively quickly.
Are you seeing outright cancellations, or are you just seeing deferment of bookings and travel?
We see both. We do see a lot of cancellations, but one of the things we had done for our customers for this particular bubble was to make sure that everybody could cancel even right up until the day of check-in, a product called Easy Cancel. So the people who are canceling are getting their money back. Other people are choosing just to defer the booking until later.
As the CEO of Asia-focused online travel agency Agoda, parts of Asia are starting to open. We're hearing that parts of Australia are opening up. In terms of Asia, where are the pockets of recovery you're seeing?
So the best pockets of recovery we've seen are domestic travel first and foremost in places like Thailand, Taiwan, now increasingly Vietnam. Those domestic markets are even better off than they were last year for domestic only. Then you see some pockets of travel like Singapore, Hong Kong, which we know is delayed. But I think that will still come online soon enough and other countries will follow suit. So generally, it's been a domestic story. We're still waiting for the international to come back. And in places like Thailand, where such a big piece of the GDP is based upon inbound travel, we still have a way to go.
In terms of Thailand, it's interesting you mentioned it because a strong pickup you're seeing, but the political demonstrations in the country are causing quite a little bit of uncertainty. Is it having any impact on your domestic bookings?
Generally not. You know, the domestic Thai people who are traveling, they're used to this. They've seen these kinds of demonstrations before. Everything has been by and large peaceful. So no, domestic travel in Thailand is still, again, it's higher than it was this time last year. And I'm optimistic that it will stay that way.
John, I've got to ask you the hard question. Of course, you had to lay off 1,500 people in Asia earlier this year. It was a hard decision. You yourself, I understand, had to forego your salary. Where are you in your cost-cutting journey right now?
So yeah, that was obviously the worst day I've had in the office, I think, ever. Hard for everybody, especially those who we had to, we had to show to the door, unfortunately. But in terms of cost cutting, our policy was we would do it once and only once. We would do it quickly. We would treat people very well on the way out. So we feel like we are now right-sized and we can get through the recovery period no matter how long it takes.
Okay, if it's not laying off staff, I mean, there's just so much uncertainty still out there, John. Where else could you look to trim costs if you need to?
We've trimmed marketing costs. We've looked at, anything like additional travel, T&E, et cetera. We certainly cut. But really, it's marketing that's come down by a lot. It's the headcount cost. But again, I feel like we and Booking Holdings overall, we feel like now we're in a good cash position and we're ready to sustain the winter, so to speak. And I think by the end of 2021 or maybe early 2022, we should be coming back to normal. And we're a global company, so we're ready to pick up the demand wherever it happens to come from.